Good morning, I am Jason Ellis and this is Tech Avail News. Today is Tuesday, March 9th, and here are your top news stories from yesterday to know going into your workday today. Our first news story of the day, Amazon has announced that Coming to America is the #1 opening weekend streaming movie for any other streaming platform. That's wonderful. I watched it. It's a fun movie. Not as good as the original, but still had its moments. But I dislike announcements like this, specifically because every streaming platform has their own viewership count. Yes, a third party did come out and say that this is a true fact, but it really doesn't matter since none of the streaming services actually announce numbers. For example, Netflix counts a view as someone who's watched 2 minutes of a project. It would be great to see these streamers almost do monthly announcements going, hey, Coming to America launched top of March, and look at this, come April 1st, we gained 1 million new subscribers. To me, that's the metric we should be knowing more than a box office comparison, because there's no way to properly compare a streaming release to a box office release. So the only way to do that is to go, great, what's the subscriber count? What's the add-on or the takeaway? For example, when Hamilton was released on Disney Plus, Disney had a reported large number of new subscribers come to their streaming service. So it'd be great to see Amazon going, hey, in 2 weeks, we're going to show you that, yes, Coming to America did bring in a large number of subscribers. So great for them to do that. It's much more of a publicity stunt than an actual fact. But, this is not going to be the first time that a streaming platform announces they're the #1 release over the weekend. Our next story, and I apologize for saying her last name incorrectly, but Lupita Nyong'o has become an equity member in the female-led Nairobi-based production company Kukua. She's also lending her voice to the animated series by the same production company called Super Sema, which is coming out on YouTube, I believe, today. This is a really great story because this is a company with some great women at the helm. You got Lucrezia Becsigna is the CEO, Vanessa Ford, who came from the Weinstein Company in London as COO, and now Lupita. And it's a great resource for wonderful African-based storytelling, which I love. African folklore. There's a lot of rich stories there. So to see this production company and Lupita really come to the forefront to try to bring very unique, diverse voices forward is great. It's a little unfortunate that it's going to be taking an A-lister like Lupita to discover voices like this, but also what a great thing on top of it to have an A-lister like Lupita to do something like this. So yes, we should always be trying to find new voices. I think that's something that a lot of talent and literary reps are constantly doing, trying to look outside of just London, Australia, Canada, and the US. So hopefully Kukua and Lupita will find new voices and new talent to bring to Hollywood. So great on her and great on this company, moving forward. In some unique news, it was announced that the production company Level Forward has landed the theatrical stage rights to the Queen's Gambit novel and will be turning it into a musical. Not a play, but a musical. So I'm slightly confused by this. It's almost as if Level Forward didn't watch Queen's Gambit and that the actual story is about a woman's personal struggle with a broken family, substance abuse, personal identity. We'll see. It seems to lend itself much more to a play than a musical. Granted, Level Forward comes from Abigail Disney and the women from Killer Films / Killer Content, so there are very great creatives behind it, and I doubt they would be getting a title like this and destroying it. I just really don't want to see any dancing chess pieces and musical numbers like that. Waitress did a very good job going from indie film to a really wonderful stage musical. So hopefully that's what Queen's Gambit is going to be similar to. But as of right now, interesting news. Go leave it at that. So we'll see what happens. In streaming news, WWE has its streaming service officially going dark come April 4th, and that's because of a really smart deal by Peacock where all of WWE's streaming programming is solely going to be on Peacock's new streaming service. This is very smart. WWE still has a really nice fan base, and Peacock needs to, find smart, great new ways to bring audiences to their streaming platform. Great deal. And on top of it, yes, it's not a part of the deal, but WWE Studios has been very smart by starting to not drift, but shift their operations going, we are no longer needing to do something that's going to star a wrestler, but really trying to find programming that's going to harness the WWE audience fan base. So smart for them to start to diversify in that direction, and smart for Peacock to hitting a demographic that's mainly middle America / the South and still is garnering great attention. So we'll see what happens, but like Disney, like HBO Max has been doing, they need to, those other streamers need to find great fan bases to attract to their platform, and this is a really smart start. So I've decided to change my casting news to now attachment news because I want to talk about also, not just actors, but writers, directors who are being brought on to future projects. So to start this segment off, Maggie Kiley has been brought on to direct the pilot episode of The Powerpuff Girls. Diablo Cody has written the script. Berlanti is producing this. It's for CW. Not too much surprise that Maggie has been brought on. She has done Riverdale for Berlanti, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, as well as Katie Keene. So she is a Berlanti go-to director. But for an IP like this, you essentially need a person like Maggie Kiley to ensure that you try your best, because the fervor behind the Powerpuff being done correctly is pretty high, especially in Hollywood. I think people are starting to geek out about it. So casting is starting to come together, and hopefully this is going to be something that's going to be well executed, to say the least. Also continuing the pilot front, the pilot Queens is really packing a punch by adding some awesome cast. They've already announced Eve coming to it. Naturi Naughton has joined the cast, and the newest announcement is Brandy coming on as well. So this is a pilot about a 90s female hip-hop group, now in their 40s and looking to reclaim their legendary status and come back and reunite their group. And on top of it, Brandy and Eve have already agreed to create original music for this series should it get picked up to pilot. I think with this casting and the energy behind it, it'll be pretty surprising if it does not get picked up. Can never predict it, but it's already setting itself up for a really great start. In some amazingly weird news, the town of Husavik out of Iceland has created their own For Your Consideration Oscar nomination campaign, and it is because of the Eurovision song named after the town, Husavik. You should go and Google an Oscar for Husavik. They actually did a really good job of quality making this video. It's freaking hilarious. And if you have not seen Eurovision, it's Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams on Netflix. It's a funny movie, and the music is actually pretty good. And the song Husavik is actually very good. So will this help garner a nomination? I truly hope so. I hope voters are watching this video. Oscar nominations are coming out on March 15th, so only 6 days away. But maybe this Icelandic video will help sway some voters. But go check out the video. It's very, very funny. That's it for today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully these top stories will help you going into your workday. Please remember to like and subscribe. Having a blast doing this for you guys. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.